What's up? It's time to make the chimi-fucking-changas because we're gonna talk about what? Deadpool?
Think so.
I think so. Yes, it's Deadpool time because Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool in the newest movie, which took about 13 years to make and a lot of failed. One failed attempt in a movie that we're not gonna speak of, which is funny because when I saw that movie, like that was 2009 or something. It was a long time ago.
You mean Origins?
Yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like I didn't know that much about comic books back then. And I saw it and I didn't even know that the Deadpool in that movie was supposed to be like Deadpool. I didn't even know until later. I was like, oh, wait, that's Deadpool?
So did they even specifically name him Deadpool in the movie?
Well, sort of. Yeah, no, they called him Deadpool, yeah. So,
wow.
That said, we won't have that problem with this movie because when you watch Deadpool in this movie, he's Deadpool, right?
Yeah. He is.
And that's I think the most important thing that you need to know when you're watching this movie is like,
It's
or if you want to watch the
undoubtedly
movie, it's Deadpool, yeah. And really, like that's I think that could be the review, just saying it's Deadpool and you know what you're gonna get, but. Well, actually, that's an interesting question because if you don't know who Deadpool is, and you don't know anything really about superhero movies, and you're just gonna watch this movie,
it's just a good standard introduction movie on.
But will you get the movie if you don't know who Deadpool is?
Yeah, sure. It was written just pretty well. It's just I think anyone that even if you don't have any comic book knowledge, that it's just good.
Really, because there's lots of inside jokes that you won't get if you don't know.
Well, what were the inside jokes then?
A lot of them, like the little Deadpool figurine that looks like the one from the crappy movie.
Yeah, but those are not a lot.
Like putting Hugh Jackman's face on him, like if you don't know that he plays Wolverine, you're like, oh. Okay.
Well, I didn't recognize it was Hugh Jackman, and I still thought it was really funny.
Okay, well,
because it still just stands as a joke, because.
Okay, I know. Okay, I get it, but there's a lot of we understand it because we know like the movies and.
Well,
stuff,
if you just have a brain, and know how to think. Then you can understand the jokes, and then you get them, and it's funny.
Well, a lot of people have trouble thinking, so...
Well, I mean, just like the jokes were very evenly spaced, and it was a good mix, because some of them were just self-referential, some of them were just meta jokes, some of them were just...
yeah, well, if you don't get those meta...
Some were slapstick, some were this and that. It's just a mix of everything. So even if you don't get all of them, it's like, for instance... A lot of people don't get meta jokes. If you don't get the meta jokes, you will get the slapstick jokes, and you will, if you know something about comics, you will get the reference jokes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So anyway,
you will always understand the fourth wall breaking.
That's true. So yeah, the fourth wall breaking is of course a big part of the movie, and I thought that was fun. The funniest part, actually, well, not the funniest, but one of the funniest was just the opening, like the opening credit scene. Not even the scene, just the titles, and you see like. The director, an overpaid tool or something, and
it's like they didn't even put the real names, just literally just bullshit
description, a CGI character, and I was like, okay, so that sets the tone for the movie that you're not supposed to really take it seriously. It's just a stupid movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about story, which is.
I thought it was pretty well set up.
There wasn't really a lot of story. It was just Deadpool gets created and he wants to get revenge. And that's it. That's the movie.
The story is more the way it's written, I would say, because like in what happens, very little happens. It's a very, very small story arc, but it's
really small. It's like a day or something, 2 days.
Yeah, but what I mean is, it's very much the introductory the story arc.
Yeah, origin story. Just of
well, it's like if you have a comic, always the first comic is gonna be a little bit longer than usual. Because it's got to contain one entire story arc, and that's what this is. This is like the first story arc which introduces the character, and that's also why I think it's a pretty good movie for people that don't understand that.
Yeah, it sort of introduces to you how he works and stuff. Yeah,
but they did it in a very classical way because it starts midway in the story, then. After a very short thing happens, then you get a flashback to how everything happened up until that point.
Yeah, it sort of goes back and forth between like now and the flashbacks.
And then the conclusion happens. And then the first story arc is done.
But do you agree, like, if it wasn't for Deadpool, if it was just another superhero that wasn't funny and it was just a standard movie, it would have been pretty boring.
Well, that's the thing.
It's a really standard sort of origin story, but
that's the thing.
It's good because
if it was the same movie but with a different superhero, it would still be good. No,
but I mean without all the fourth wall jokes and all that stuff. Just the story
Well,
with
then it
another
would be just
superhero.
another superhero movie
Yeah.
like Iron Man and that kind of stuff. Like I said,
Yeah, well, okay,
I talked
that's my
about it
point.
earlier that those are kind of boring to me now. That's why I'm not really looking forward to Civil War, because they're all just the same to me, and that's why I specifically thought that Guardians of the Galaxy is good because it's different.
Yeah.
It was written a bit differently. It was a bit more tongue in cheek. It didn't take itself too seriously, and it wasn't. And it was just a little bit different. It had the space theme and all the other stuff. But if you compare it to like the first Iron Man was really good because it's new and it was the first time a superhero movie was done really well. But after that, it just kept doing it again and again and again, and it was really like action, action. Here is a joke. Action, action. Off remark. Action, action. That's like they just.
So you're saying just the Deadpool, just the character Deadpool made the movie way better than if it was something else, just because Deadpool is so funny. And
No,
was well done.
I don't think it was Deadpool. I think the way it was written and the way it was executed. It could have been any other hero. It could have been something like fuck, what's that movie? The Green Guy and
Green Lantern.
the fake Batman and Hit Girl.
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass, that's the one.
Well, I thought it was
I haven't
funny.
seen the second.
Actually, it reminded me a little bit of Kick-Ass.
Yeah, but what I
Just
mean is like
kind of.
if it's written in a very different way, because Kick-Ass is like the whole meta story. It's like, ooh, superheroes aren't real. Oh wait, they are. But of course, back then it was interesting. But then like it's done a million times.
Kick-Ass 2 suck.
I haven't seen it.
Good, it
So-
sucks. So okay, it's good. But anyway, just
No, I just wanted to say like, this movie could have been the exact same thing, but then with something else than Deadpool. It was just executed well and it was written well. It didn't need to have Deadpool to be a good movie.
Well, no,
it being
the jokes are
Deadpool-
Deadpool jokes. He breaks the fourth wall and he makes references and stuff.
Yeah, but
Like
you don't
other
have,
heroes don't do that. You know, that's
no,
Deadpool's
yeah, but
thing.
what I mean is, it could have been just any like a made-up new superhero that could have done that as well, and then the movie would have been just as well, maybe a little less successful at the start because people didn't know the character.
Okay, but I mean, you know, if you're going with existing like superheroes that already exist.
Yeah,
not a
then
made-up
it
one.
was the only possible choice, as
Yeah.
far as I know.
But anyway, so it was good. So that's the thing. But there were a couple of things I didn't really like looking back, and there were sort of, even though it's very self-aware and it makes jokes, there's still some cliche parts, like, you know, the girl gets captured, and the funny thing is in the trailer to Deadpool, the girlfriend says, I've played a lot of roles, but damsel in distress ain't one of them. And then she doesn't say that in the movie, so that was a line made up for the trailer.
She didn't say it?
No, she didn't say it. Or I missed it, but I didn't think. But even if he does say it, she still becomes like the damsel in distress that needs to be saved. So I'm like, okay, that was kind of cliche, and I was waiting. Like maybe it turns out she is a mutant as well. She has.
Well,
powers,
that's
but
exactly the thing.
that
like,
doesn't really happen. So I was like, ah.
A few years ago, I read about Deadpool that his girlfriend was death itself, like the Grim Reaper, and that's why he
Yeah,
couldn't
but that's
die.
a different.
Yeah, but
not,
what
not
I mean,
supposed to be the woman in this movie. It's a different
Yeah.
character.
I didn't know that, but because I knew that, I was kind of hoping it's like, oh, this woman is kind of offbeat. She's different than like usual characters.
And she turns out to be like.
yeah,
death.
and then I thought like, oh, she's gonna be death, you know? Oh, she's gonna be captured, and then she's like, fuck you all, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah,
you know?
that would have been better, but it still goes for the sort of cliche, like he
And,
has to
yeah.
save the girl, and it's like, you know, and if we would have made more jokes with that, like you made,
Yeah,
like if in the end they just kiss, and it's like, okay, it's all good, and
I kind of hoped that because it turned out that she wasn't Death of the Grim Reaper, like I kind of hoped that at the end it was like a complete anticlimax where it's like, oh, okay, he saved her, and then as soon as she looks at his actual face, like how it looks,
the avocado that
yeah,
had sex with older avocado.
yeah, like that face. That she'd be like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah,
Bye.
That
I'm
would have
leaving.
been, I think,
Or-
or some other joke,
Or
but they
even
don't-
like when
yeah.
she is first like, oh, I guess I can get used to this, and then as soon as they kiss, she's like, oh no, it's like a rubber balloon, and then
Yeah.
she moves away. Like that would have been the perfect ending for me, I guess, because
Yeah.
then it would end like in a fucking weird way. Like who ends
Yeah.
their movie like that?
Yeah,
that
it
would
just
be-
got the black after that.
yeah, it's like ugh, and then he just stands there like, oh, and then boom, black.
Yeah, or maybe it would have been like well, whatever, or something. Well,
No, it would have been
just-
perfectly if it was just like, she's like, can't do it. And then she moves away, like, almost as if she's walking off set or something. And he just stands there like, oh. And then boom, black.
Yeah. So I think it could have gone a little further with its ridiculousness. But in the end, like, it doesn't matter. I mean,
then-
I still liked it a lot.
And
so
then, like, in the second movie or something, which already said that's coming, he could meet death or something. I think that would have been fine.
Yeah, I think then the next one should go like even more crazy than this one.
I think, well, it shouldn't necessarily go even, you don't have to ramp it up. You just got to do it from a different angle. You got to, like...
Well, how funny would it be if like they didn't do that in this movie, where the director of the movie like walks in and says like, no, Deadpool, the script says you need to do this. That would be funny if they didn't do that in here. If it was more like more jokes with like that it's a movie, you know?
Well, no, it's more like that he knows that it's a movie, but it's not really like he's an actor or something. And that's why, because it's him telling it to the audience, like, it's not really that you're looking at it from a normal comic. It's him telling it to the audience. And that's why he can intervene everywhere in his flashbacks and that kind of stuff. It's not really that there's a director, but I do understand what you mean. But what I mean is like...
Or like the moose joke in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, like with the subtitles. So like a joke like that would I think
that's
also work.
But I think like those meta jokes, they can fit very well. But I think...
well, they shouldn't use them all in one movie.
Yeah, but I think in the sequel, they can't just do the same thing that they did in the first one again. Like, if they do that, it will still be... What I mean...
See them try.
What I mean is, like, if they just do the same thing from the first movie again, then it would be just a success. Again, of course, because people like Deadpool. And what I mean, I would prefer if they try to do it again, like, try to go with the story and try some other things with it. Like, it's hard to say, give concrete suggestions, but it's just like, if they were to try some other things, then that would make it really cool and interesting. Because I feel like, yeah, this was funny, I can take some more of it, but I don't want it to get old like Iron Man and all the Marvel superhero movies that are going on right now. Because that would be a real shame.
Well, you know, it is still like a studio movie, so they'll probably run it into the ground at some point. You know, they'll probably ruin it, but I hope they will keep it going for
honestly,
a while.
Well, I don't think they themselves will ruin it, because this was done really well, and it was on a low budget, and Ryan Reynolds...
I don't know. Lower than it initially had. I don't know how much money.
It had a really low budget. It was $59 million.
It was edited with Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, but it had for... On average, from a movie, it was way below average.
Yeah, because nobody of 20th Century Fox didn't want to make it, and now it made like, how much money did it make? I don't know, a lot of money.
It already made like.
So the joke's on them. It's like, see,
it's the highest profiting movie that's R-rated.
Yeah,
all time, and
so there. Studio, wake up!
Like, I think that the studio themselves are still gonna make the movie as good as they can. But I think that the only thing that can ruin it is the higher-ups.
That they just make it the same
no,
as the
I meant
first one.
higher-ups and other studios also making R-rated comedy superhero movies.
Yeah.
Because they think, oh, this works. There's money to be made here. Let's run it into the ground.
And then people are gonna get tired of that sort of movie, and
But then, because Deadpool is how Deadpool is with writing, like... There's always going to be, it's like, something is made that's new, then that is going to be copied, and then somebody is going to be meta and make fun of that. That's how Deadpool started.
Yeah.
Because there were superhero...
It's just going to keep going.
Because, like, there were just superhero movies, and then some guy was, like, shitting on it, where he's like, this is bullshit, so much bullshit happens, and then he made something that played with those cliches on purpose, and just poked fun at them, and that's Deadpool.
Yeah, but that's why I was kind of bothered by some of the cliches in this movie. I was like, it's self-aware, but it still had some of the stuff that's kind of standard. Yeah. So I was like, But I hope it doesn't do that next movie. And any final things?
I want to say, I really liked how genuine the movie was at some points.
What do you mean?
Well, like when Wade Wilson first met the girl. Like their relationship, it was really genuine, and I liked that.
I normally don't really care for romance in movies, but it was like okay, it was fine. It was
written so naturally. What I mean is like in comparison to like the other superhero movies with like Iron Man, and I keep saying Iron Man because the other ones don't really pop up.
You mean it wasn't forced? It was
felt like with those others, it's always just like, oh, that is obviously the girl he's gonna meet, and this is obviously gonna happen. Oh, they're playing around a bit, whoo! And with Deadpool, it was just like the way they acted to each other and talked. It was really natural, like they were in an actual relationship, and I liked that.
Yeah, me too. So.
And it was
Yeah,
it was really surprising, and I was like, "Ah, it's."
Yeah, me too. So anyway, final thoughts. Deadpool is awesome. It's funny. It's full of. Did it have a dick in it? Yeah.
Yep.
Because you said I didn't catch it, but you said there was actually
in the fighting warehouse. I noticed that you could see Wade Wilson's dick.
Okay, so you can see his dick.
It was dangling around.
There's tits, there's asses, there's swearing and blood and everything. So,
and a prude that's made of metal.
And yes, with a very stupid accent.
It only takes 5 minutes.
Yes.
Moments. Whoops.
Oh yeah, only takes 5. Oh, that was a funny moment. But anyway, so that's Deadpool, and if you like Deadpool, or if you think you like Deadpool, you will like the movie. And if you're like, oh god. When you see him, you're like, okay, you won't like this movie, but otherwise, it's good.
Well written.
Right? Any Deadpool quote you want to say to finish video?
3 robot cats merge together to form a bigger robot cat.
Are you gonna be touching yourself tonight because of this movie?
Not because of the movie, I think.
You didn't like it that much, okay? Me neither. But
I said just not because of the movie, man. It's like,
well, you won't. I'm not gonna touch myself because of the movie, but
yeah,
it was a quote from the movie. That was a funny quote. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys like this video, and if you did, you should not subscribe. You should
rate, comment, and subscribe.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Share.
Share.
Shove it up your ass.
Shove it up your ass. That's the way to end this video. We'll see you later. Take care.